everyone, it's Ashton with Keller Williams Realty, coming to you live every Wednesday to talk to you about real estate and answer your real estate questions. This week I wanted to open it up and say, hey, I'm here to answer your questions rather than stick to one specific topic. Open it up to everyone. So I want to just take a minute for a couple of people to hop on, see who has a question for me. I'm open to talking about buyers, sellers, stats, whatever real estate questions that you have. Please go ahead and comment them down below and I will do my best to answer them as quickly as possible in today's live video. I see that Dina commented in my original post. What is the first step in the home buying process? Okay, so first step automatically, if you're considering buying a home, then the first step should always be talking to a lender. Going house shopping without talking to a lender to get pre-approved first. It's shopping without your wallet and not knowing what your budget is. All it's gonna do is break your heart. You're gonna find the perfect house, but by the time you go back and talk to the lender, come back to write an offer on that house, it's gonna be gone. The market's hot, somebody else will have already snapped it up. Or we find a house, it's awesome, it's perfect, it's everything that you've dreamed of, and yet you don't qualify for that loan. And again, your hopes and dreams are crushed, and then you have this unrealistic idea in your head of the type of house that you're looking for that you actually can't afford. So everything else that I show you within your budget after that is going to be tainted. So first step is always going to be talking to a lender to find out exactly what price you are qualified for and what loan, because the loan type also makes a difference in the homes that I can show you. Any questions? Hit me with some questions. I'd love to be able to chat with you guys. I'm ready and waiting. Hit me. How has everybody's Halloween gone in the meantime? Have you had any fun Halloween? This year, I have been putting my kids off and I've been like, we're not getting pumpkins yet because it's a month away. They're gonna go rotting on our front porch. No, there's no need to go costume shopping yet. It's a month away. And then it was like Thursday before Halloween. And I was, oh crap. It's this weekend. It's not a month away anymore. So Thursday we went to the pumpkin patch. And there was like 2 people there. It was pouring rain. All of their stuff was shut down for the season. They were all sold out of, you know, kettle corn and apple cider and all the other things that we love getting while we're at the pumpkin patch. But we found some pumpkins. That's the main thing. We brought them home. My wife is super excited about harvesting the seeds for them so we can grow them in our own garden next year. We got some cool looking pumpkins. All right, Courtney says, my buyers are feeling exhausted. They want to wait to buy until next year. What should they do? Great question, Courtney. I have had a lot of buyers feeling the same thing. The market has been so insane this year that buyers are having to move really fast on properties, write offers that are getting turned down, and so they're just getting discouraged. So I totally understand that they're feeling exhausted. However, I would encourage them that, one, this season dies a little bit. Real estate market dies in December and January. Because let's face it, nobody wants to pack around the holidays. So you will have fewer competition right now. Also, the biggest factor on their affordability right now is the interest rates being so low. It is expected that at the beginning of next year, we have more people showing up now. It is expected at the beginning of next year that interest rates are going to rise. Once those interest rates do rise, we will see their affordability shrinking. So, and real estate markets typically tend to rise in the spring. So if we don't find something for them right now and they do decide to take a break, next year we have interest rates rising, which is going to mean that what they can afford is going to shrink. And we'll have spring market hitting, so prices are going to rise, competition's going to rise back up again. And so your affordability shrank and prices rose, and now it seems even more impossible to get the house of your dreams. So I would encourage them to just stick the course, pound it out, find your dream house in December while everyone else is taking a break vacationing. Dina, we just answered your question because you commented on my original post. But the first thing to do when you're looking to buy a house is always to talk to a lender. There's no point in going shopping without your wallet, or at least knowing what is in your wallet. Going shopping without knowing what your budget is just getting yourself set up for heartbreak and discouraging. Elias says, any way I can help my first-time home buyers best? That's a pretty broad question. I would say that the best way to help a first-time home buyer specifically is to make sure that you introduce them to a lender who's well-versed in first-time home buyers and can help them navigate the zero down programs. Explain those really well to them so that they understand what they're getting into. And then you, as a real estate agent, also coaching them through the benefits and the drawbacks of having those zero down first-time homebuyer programs, because they are fantastic for the buyers, but they have a really negative connotation for sellers. And so to be able to talk to your clients and articulate how we need to make sure that our offer looks really good in other areas to solidify it and make it more palatable to the sellers. I hope that answers that question. Jennifer, what is the most important thing a seller can do to prepare to list their home? Great question. I did a video on this a month or two ago, so I will link it down below. But there's 4 basic things to be able to do in order to get your home to sell and prepared to show at its best. One, we want to make sure that the outside, your first impression when they drive up, and that first impression when they scroll through the listings, making sure that the outside is well manicured, your lawn is cut, your flower beds are weeded, the bushes are trimmed, your front porch is looking ship shape. If you need a fresh paint on the door, do that. Whatever you can do in order to make that first impression really shine and sing. Because if you can't get them in through the front door, you don't have a buyer, okay? Second thing is making sure that the house is clean and doesn't smell. Get a deodorizer in there, get a carpet shampooer in there, get it professionally cleaned, because while I understand that that the house isn't going to be forever dirty, and a dirty house isn't necessarily bad, buyers have a really hard time seeing past the poor housekeeping. So just making sure that it's been professionally cleaned and looks really tidy and shining is fantastic. Third thing goes along that same, making sure it's clutter free. like visually clutter-free as much as possible. We don't want all those things on your kitchen counter, all those appliances, all the things in the bathroom counter. We want to really clear that off and make sure it shows how great and big those counters are, not completely covered with all of your cosmetics and stuff. Making sure that, you know, if there are things that are left out to a buyer, it feels like the room is smaller, and it also feels like there's no storage here. My house is just like this. I also have kids. I also have cosmetics in my bathroom. Oh my gosh, my house is gonna look just as cluttered as this does. So it's really hard for them to be able to see past that. So I would encourage you to pre-pack as much as possible and get it clutter-free. Fourth one is just to make sure that any small repairs are done, like broken outlet covers, holes in walls, things like that are just quick 15-minute patches. Go ahead and swipe those out of the way, get those done. Don't give a buyer one more reason to have a negative thought about your house. Great questions here. Fantastic. Ben, should I pursue my next real estate purchase now, or can I get a better deal by waiting? This ties into Courtney's question about buyers being tired and wanting to wait. Interest rates are, again, the biggest factor in home affordability now. That's why the market has been so crazy, in part, is because the government has artificially held down interest rates. So homes are super affordable. Home loans are super affordable. Interest rates are lower than appreciation value. So basically your loan is free. So it's not going to last that way forever though. We are expected to see those begin rising before the end of the year. And spring market has always been a time where the market has spiked. So I would suggest not waiting. Don't wait for interest rates to go up. Don't wait for spring market to inflate if you're a buyer. Ricky, if a person wants to sell their home for sale by owner rather than using a licensed agent, which would you recommend? This is a big question with a lot of answers. The most basic answer, because I can't get into all of it right now, is that by listing your house as for sale by owner without a real estate agent, you are significantly limiting your pool of buyers. The only buyers that you are going to be able to market to are ones that are driving in your neighborhood. Ones that are looking on Craigslist. If you posted a Craigslist ad, or if you posted on Zillow, you'll be able to market to all those people who are looking on Zillow. However, if somebody is a serious home buyer and is already pre-approved and able to purchase your home, they will be looking with a real estate agent. And as a real estate agent, I can't see your for sale by owner homes. They don't show up in my databases. So you are hugely limiting your potential buyer pool. If you limit your buyer pool so much, then you have a much lower chance of being able to find the perfect buyer, and almost no chance of being able to incite a bidding war from multiple buyers. So on that basis alone, the marketing and the draw of buyers, I would discourage that. But there's lots of different reasons that I could get into for sale by owner. There's the legal liabilities of the contracts and everything that I don't want to get into, but those, if things go sideways, it can get really nasty. For sale by owners are seen as being able to negotiate more. If I go into a store, I expect to pay full price. If I go into your garage sale, I expect to be able to negotiate. It's kind of the same deal with a for sale by owner. On average, they sell for something like 23% less than competitors' properties that are sold by agents. And that's Zillow's numbers, which Zillow is basically the only platform that for sale by owners can advertise on. So if even they admit it, then it's not looking too good for you on saving that commission. We can talk about that a lot more. If it's something that you're concerned about, I am super happy to talk to you about it more, but we'll keep it short for today's video. Courtney Lee, almost every home we make an offer on has a review date. How can we win in a multiple offer situation? This is something that's really between you and your agent, but your agent should be able to coach you on what you can do in order to make offers more palatable. I was in a multiple offer situation this weekend. My buyers they were first-time home buyers. They were using one of those not so great loans. Well, it's a fantastic loan. It's a zero down program. It's awesome for my buyer, but for sellers, they don't like it. And it was at the top of our budget, so we couldn't really do a lot to be able to beat out those higher offers in a multiple offer situation. So we were able to tighten up some of the other things, waive some things entirely, and there's risk involved in all of that. So it's something that you really need to measure and weigh out with your agent for your specific scenario. We won. Kelsey Lopez, can I move my single wide mobile 1976 onto a property and live on it, Snohomish County? The short answer is technically yes. There's nothing wrong with that. The long answer is 1976 homes and homes that have been moved are no longer financeable. So your resale value is pretty low. Basically just the resale value of the land itself. Also, the land has to have no CC&Rs or HOAs that prohibit the use of a mobile being on the property. And you have to be able to get county permits allowing you access to utilities and being able to live there. It's not something where you just call up a semi-truck driver and have them tow you out. It is a long process of permits and red tape in order for you to be able to get the utilities out to the property and be able to get permission to use it as a residence. I'd say moving fast, probably about 6 months, in order for you to be able to use that as a home and a residence. And you will have to use a semi-truck in order to tow that, and it's not cheap. All of that is not going to be financeable. It's going to be cash that you will have to pay out of pocket for the county, the semi-truck, and even the land. Land is very hard to finance. That will be expensive costs out of pocket. So I don't want to discourage you, but there's a lot involved in it. Hope that helps. Any other questions that I missed? I think I got them all. I'll stay here for another minute to see if you guys have any more questions for me. I come to you live every Wednesday to talk to you about something that has been asked of me a lot in recent times, or something that I think will be helpful to you in your real estate journey. If you have a topic that you want to talk about specifically, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to talk to you about it, or do a video on it next week. I am a real estate agent with Keller Williams. My name's Ashton and I am on a team within Keller Williams, the Real Estate Solutions Group. I work out of the Marysville office in Snohomish County, but I do business all over Western Washington. I currently have properties under contract in Port Orchard, Gig Harbor, Tacoma, and have sold properties as far as Squim, Snoqualmie. So wherever you are, I'm happy to help you in Western Washington with any of your real estate questions. If you have questions outside of Western Washington, you're in Eastern Washington, or you're in another state entirely, I would be happy to refer you to an agent that's more local to you. General questions I can usually answer because real estate is fairly common in other states. But if you have a specific need, I'd be happy to refer you to a local real estate agent to you. I do network with real estate agents all over the country. So I can certainly send you to someone that's closer to you. Any questions? I'm going to wrap it up. I hope I answered all of your questions. You had some really great questions. I hope I answered them all as fully as you were looking for. If I didn't quite answer it the way you thought or the way you needed, and you have some more clarifying questions, please reach out to me. I am always available to you guys. Let me know in the comments or send me a direct message. And you guys have a fantastic week. I will see you guys later. Bye.